Right now you are moving through time. You think it is a steady river, but the reality of your existence is far more chaotic because time does not flow at the same speed for your entire body. Your feet are younger than your brain. Is that hard to believe? You look at the clock on your wall. You trust its mechanical ticking completely. But a shocking scientific truth reveals that your environment is constantly warping how fast your cells age compared to the rest of the universe. The real answer is far stranger. Are you ready to see the hidden lines of reality? You assume a second is always a second. You live your life by this rule. But the physics of the universe dictate that your position on this planet dictates the speed of your biological decay. Gravity is the invisible master of your aging process. Did you know that certain places on Earth can actually shield you from the relentless rush of time? You must look back a century ago. Albert Einstein looked at the stars. He realized that space and time are not separate stages but a single fabric that stretches and warps around heavy objects. This fabric is called space-time. Can you picture a heavy bowling ball sitting on a soft trampoline? The bowling ball sinks deeply. The fabric stretches around it. Earth does the exact same thing to the cosmic fabric of reality by pulling space and time down toward its heavy iron core. This pull is what you call gravity. How does this heavy pulling affect the passing of your afternoon? Einstein discovered a mind-bending rule. Stronger gravity slows time down. When the gravitational pull is intense, the cosmic fabric is stretched tightly, forcing the cosmic clock to tick at a noticeably slower pace. This process is known as gravitational time dilation. Why does this invisible stretching happen right beneath your feet? You might want solid proof. You want to see the numbers. A brilliant researcher named Dr. James Chin-Wen Chu at the National Institute of Standards and Technology decided to test this cosmic rule in a laboratory. He used two hyper-precise aluminum atomic clocks. Do you know how accurate these incredible atomic machines are? They do not lose a single second in billions of years. They measure the tiny vibrations of single atoms. Dr. Chu raised one of the atomic clocks, just 33 centimeters higher than the other clock on a laboratory shelf. The higher clock immediately began ticking faster. Can you realize what this means for your own daily life? The difference was incredibly microscopic. The clock experienced less gravity higher up. By living just one step higher on a staircase, that specific clock aged a fraction of a billionth of a second faster than its twin below. Your head lives higher than your feet. Does this mean your brain is older than your toes? The answer is an absolute yes. Your brain is structurally older. Every single second you spend standing up increases the chronological gap between your upper mind and your lower limbs. The universe splits you into different speeds. What happens when you scale this science up to the grand geography of the entire planet? You live on a bumpy sphere. Some places are high mountains. Other places are deep bowls carved deep into the rocky crust of the world where you are significantly closer to the center of Earth's mass. The gravity at these low points is measurably stronger. Where are these secret temporal sanctuaries hidden on your map? You must travel to the lowest point on dry land. You find the Dead Sea. This ancient salty lake sits inside the Jordan Rift Valley, resting more than 430 meters below the standard level of the ocean. You are standing deep inside a heavy gravitational pocket. How does the local time flow in this deep sunken world? The massive planet presses down. The core is much closer. Because you are nearly half a kilometer closer to the center of the Earth, the gravitational field pulls at your body with greater intensity. The cosmic fabric here is stretched tightly. Can you feel the microscopic slowing of your biological clock? Your wristwatch will not show it. Your eyes cannot detect it. Yet the absolute laws of physics confirm that your cells are experiencing a slower reality than someone standing on top of Mount Everest. You are living in a slow-motion pocket. Is this the ultimate fountain of youth? You must consult another expert. Dr. Carlo Rovelli explains this beautifully. This famous theoretical physicist notes that things fall because time passes slower at the bottom of a slope than it does at the peak. Gravity is simply things moving towards slower time. What other deep depressions exist on your map? You look at Death Valley. This desert basin is brutally hot. It sits 86 meters below sea level, creating another geographic zone where the local clock ticks slower than the global average. The heavy air presses down on your skin. Are there other deep places where this cosmic slowing occurs? You can look at the Mariana Trench. It plunges 11 kilometers down. If you could build a high-tech laboratory at the bottom of that dark ocean trench, you would experience the slowest time on the surface of the planet. The immense mass of the planet surrounds you. Would you sacrifice the sunlight to gain a few extra microseconds of life? You can look at another giant. Dr. Richard Feynman calculated this truth. This legendary physicist famously suggested that the solid iron core of the Earth is actually days younger than its rocky outer crust. The immense gravity at the center delayed its aging. Is it not incredible that the center of this planet is younger than the outside? The math is completely solid. The crust aged faster over billions of years. Because the core is trapped in the ultimate gravitational well, it has experienced less total time since the birth of the solar system. The heart of the world is youthful. How does this massive cosmic scale mirror your own human experience? You walk through your city. You climb up a skyscraper. As you ascend to the top floor of a high-rise apartment, you are willingly stepping into a stream of faster-moving time. You are choosing to age quicker. Why do cities build modern offices closer to the clouds? You might think it matters. You might want to pack your bags. If you spent your entire 80-year life at the bottom of the Dead Sea, you would only gain a fraction of a millisecond. The bonus time is completely unnoticeable. Does the tiny scale of this truth make it less real? The physical reality remains absolute. Your body is a temporal mosaic. Your heart, your brain, and your feet are all ticking at slightly different rates based on their changing distance from the ground. You are a walking clock store. How can you ever look at a simple calendar the same way again? You check your modern phone, it synchronizes with space satellites. These global positioning satellites orbit thousands of kilometers above your head, where gravity is incredibly weak and time flies fast. Engineers must constantly adjust their atomic software. What would happen if they ignored Einstein's math? Your maps would fail completely. Navigation would glitch within minutes. The digital clocks in space would drift ahead by 40 microseconds every single day, causing your map directions to miss by kilometers. The universe demands this cosmic payment. Can you see how your daily commute depends on the warping of time? You stand in your kitchen. You pour a glass of water. You're completely bound to the local gravitational web of this planet, ticking along at your own unique altitude-driven pace. Every step downstairs is a tiny retreat. Are you ready to seek the deep places of the world? You look down at your shoes. They rest firmly on the floor. The secret places of the Earth prove that aging is not a uniform march but a fluid dance dictated by the heavy mass beneath you. Time is not a steady river. Right now, you're moving through time. You can travel deeper still. You can visit South Africa. Deep beneath the surface sits the imposing gold mine, plunging over 4 incredible kilometers down into the hot rocky mantle of this active planet. Miners working there are closer to the core. Does this deep subterranean labyrinth slow their aging down even further? The rocky ceiling presses down. The heat is intensely brutal because they spend their long shifts far below the standard sea level. The intense gravity causes their personal time to tick slightly slower. They gain a fraction of a nanosecond. Is the darkness worth the microscopic extension of your biological life? You can look at the tech. Atomic clocks use lasers now. Scientists shoot precision beams at trapped strontium atoms to measure their incredibly rapid oscillations with absolute perfection. These machines notice the slightest tilt. How can a machine see a change across just a few inches of space? The lasers capture the drift. The atoms shift their dance. When you tilt the machine even slightly, the gravitational potential changes enough to alter the frequency of the light waves. Time reveals its elastic nature here. Can you see how easily the universe bends its most fundamental rule? You must unlearn old ideas. Sir Isaac Newton was wrong. He believed that time was an absolute master clock ticking uniformly across the entire cosmos regardless of where you stood. Einstein shattered that comforting illusion forever. Why did it take humanity so long to notice this fluid reality? You trust your human senses. Your senses only see the surface. You cannot feel the subtle stretching of the cosmic fabric because your daily life happens at speeds far too slow to notice. The universe hides its deepest secrets. What other illusions are you accepting as absolute truth right now? You can find another spot. Look at the African continent. Lake Assal sits in the nation of Djibouti, resting 155 meters below the rolling waves of the global ocean. The salt crust blinds your eyes. Is this burning desert another secret vault where time slows down? The air is perfectly still. The gravity is subtly higher. Just like the Dead Sea, this deep geological crater pulls you closer to the dense iron center of this massive home planet. Your cellular aging slows down marginally. Would you spend a year in this searing heat to save a microsecond? Your ancestors never knew this. They watched the sun rise. They measured their days by the shadows cast across the dirt, completely unaware that the valleys and mountains were warping their lifespans. The hunters aged slower than mountain lookouts. Did the ancient tribes feel the heavy pulse of time in the deep caves? They slept in deep caverns. The stone protected their bodies. By resting deep inside the rocky chest of the earth, they were unknowingly stepping into a slower stream of cosmic time. The difference was utterly imperceptible. Does a truth matter if it cannot be measured by human eyes? Consider the Earth's center again. The core is a sphere. It is a solid ball of crystalline iron and nickel surrounded by a roaring ocean of liquid metal that creates the planet's magnetic shield. The gravitational pressure there is completely unfathomable. How much younger is the center compared to the surface? The math reveals the gap. 2 full years have vanished because the core has been trapped in that extreme gravitational well for over 4 billion years. It is literally younger than the crust. The center of your world is newer. Is it strange to realize that the ground beneath you is older than the planet's heart? Your body feels the truth. Every cell responds to mass. The proteins in your muscles and the neurons in your brain are all dancing to the rhythm of local gravitational fields. You are not a single clock. Are you comfortable knowing that your body is tearing itself across time? The differences are incredibly small. The physics are completely undeniable. You are a living monument to relativity, stretching across different speeds of aging every single moment of your conscious existence. The universe refuses to be uniform. Why do you still expect your life to follow a straight line? You can make a choice. Look at where you live. Choosing a basement apartment over a luxury penthouse suite means you're choosing a slightly stronger gravitational field every single night. You are preserving your biological youth. Is the view from the top floor worth the extra aging?